Now, you have a lot of things going on in the news right now, and I just don't want you to lose sight of how you should be preparing your finances. So, like I said, we're going to get to all the details of the student loan. You're going to see updates on that pretty much daily. But I don't want you to miss that Jerome Powell definitely had a meeting talking about the upcoming actions that they plan to take, or he plans to direct with the Fed Reserve. The one thing that you want to keep in mind is that while you're fighting the periods of inflation and while you're looking at what can be the issue of this, is all the actions that the Fed is taking is to try to control demand. So if you ever owned a business, and if you ever had a business coach, one of the things that you will say is when you're trying to slow down your business, meaning it's just growing too rapidly and there are things you need to take care of from an operational information or structural change that needs to be done that's necessary, you don't want to shut off the business. What do you want to do is you slow it. And in business, you raise prices. And so with that same mindset, that's the same approach that the Fed is taking with trying to control inflation, because inflation is too high. But the reason why it's too high and trying to have what's called price stability, meaning prices not being out of control, they are raising interest rates, making things more expensive for things to borrow. So raising interest rates, companies have to pay more, and that will cause them to borrow less. If they're borrowing less, they'll raise their prices on the consumer, which if you raise the price too high for a consumer will get to the point where they say, you know what, we're just not going to do that. And a good example of that is the housing market. Pricing just went too high. The point of that being is what they expect to happen from these continued aggressive result, because remember, we're rolling down the balance sheet from all that money that was used to prop up the economy during the COVID season. So what they expect to happen is a strong labor market where nearly every unemployed person there are 2 jobs to every unemployed person. They expect to see what's called, or how they term, softening, which means less jobs come out of the economy. The other thing is they are seeing more slower growth. Even though there are still signs that the economy is strong, they're still seeing slower growth with businesses, which means jobs will be cut. In addition to they still are motivated and still plan to rise interest rate. All of this, they say, will catch and cause, they know will cause paying to household. What is paying to household? Meaning you can't afford your everyday items. That's paying to household. Some people may actually lose their home or lose a car, lose a job in this process. That's paying to household. And it's really interesting when people talk about the pain, it starts with the financial. I'm telling you this and I'm trying to explain it to you because I know it can get a lot technical if you watch those things, but I want you to understand that, hey, this is the time that you do need to conserve cash. And while that's a good boost for that student loan piece, you need to begin to prepare for turbulence ahead. That's the whole purpose of, you need to save. You need to have cash on hand. You need to prepare. If you got one job, maybe you need to go try to pick up and start getting some things going that's generating income, so you're not reliant on one thing. And if you aren't reassessing your income, now's the time to really take mainframe. Now, don't take what the company is giving you, but really look at it for yourself and be like, hey, we're actually not doing too hot. Maybe I need to look and reassess my skills while I can, so that I'm not caught up in the pain.